My name is David Callanan. Welcome to the Green Room. I'm here at the Marconi Theater in Ashland, Massachusetts. We're about 20 minutes outside of Boston. I'm going to give you a little behind-the-scenes peek at the goings-on around here. This historic theater has supported local musicians and artists for years, such as the Ashland Community Theater. But recently, the building's been renovated with upgrades to the stage and the lighting and the sound in the hall. It's become an actual bona fide music venue, but not in your traditional sense. It's got a kind of a looser, comfortable, more casual vibe, like this show. We're going to take you to places and show you some things that maybe you didn't know existed that you're really going to enjoy. I've made a lot of friends in showbiz as both an actor and a musician. And you're going to get to hear the stories of some of these industry professionals. To quote Angela Perry, there's two parts to show business, the show and the business. We're going to take you to the shows and show you the hard work that goes into producing great television, theater, and music. So thanks for letting us into your home and your phones. I'm going to introduce you to my co-host and dear friend Brook Meggs, an engaging conversationalist and prolific musician who's fluent in both guitar and stage magic. So let's go in the green room and take a little look at what's going on tonight. Hey, Brook.
Hey,
How's it
DC.
going?
How you been, brother?
Not too bad. How's things backstage at the Marconi Theater?
We are awfully excited to be here, and this is going to be quite a show tonight.
Oh, welcome to the Green Room. Glad to have you. This is my co-host, Brook Meggs, and we're going to get into some very interesting conversations here along the way with some local recording artists and some of the people that we've met along the way and we want to introduce you to. You're going to be very happy, so sit back and enjoy yourself.
Very glad to be here. Glad to be part of what you are putting together here. This is a community that will really, I think there will be a lot of appreciative participants, audience.
Seemed there was a need in this area for a venue where we could have some collaborations. Some bands, we say collaborations, but I mean like a triple bill. And that's what we're trying to put forth here, a place where people can come and you came to see one group, but maybe you didn't know that you might like this group or that group. And we're making it easy, like an easy transition. There's no big breakdowns. And we've had recently some of the area's finest musicians. We've had Mr. Dwayne Hagens, Mr. Jim Weeks, and the Meggs Band himself here.
Yes, we were actually proud to be part of the opening night back in June, the very first night in the Friday Night Live Music Series here at Marconi's, and we're excited to be back in September on the 27th. The same three bands are going to be back. We had such a good time last time that we want to do it again. It's going to be a completely different show, but the same bands. And we were all able to get exposed to each other's audiences. We all picked up a lot of good coverage that way. It was nice to be on WACA. You know, that's a great exposure for local bands. I like the fact you're keeping the theme of the thing to the local music community, and there's so much talent here that is starved for a place.
In this
yeah,
area.
they're starved for new places to show their wares. A lot of we've all played the bar circuit. That nothing is more rock and roll than playing those bars. But this is a great chance for bands to play in a little different environment. You're going to have a different crowd. It's a family-friendly environment, all ages, and so there are a lot of people who don't get to see their friends, their loved ones in their musical environment, and this gives them a chance to play for that audience and to meet the other band's audiences. It's really a great, different kind of a venue.
Yeah, we're backstage here in the green room, but the hall out there was very impressive. A big stage, very nice.
It's
very
comfortable, and it gives you a lot of different seating options. You have close-up seating for people who want to really listen, focus in. You have an area for people who want to dance or get right up to the stage, and then toward the back of the room, People who are there more for the social experience. They can be in the back talking with their families, their friends, having a drink. There is, of course, a full bar here. But
There was an acoustic performance on the alternate stage in the
absolutely.
rear of them.
And but it's not disruptive to the people who are listening closely up front, and that's a real break from the problem you often have at bars where
We don't like to see the bands jammed into the corner. We don't like to see the families, getting ears blown up too front. So it's a
True.
very, very great vibe out here, very loose and comfortable. So let's show the folks some of the acts that we're going to have out here. We're having Dwayne Hagen's band is going to be performing, as we said, coming up at the end of the month. We're going to have Jim Weeks' band here as well.
those are now they're two very interesting bands in that Dwayne is really one of the bright, shining young comers in this area, and his band features Baxter Hall, Will Voida, and Janu, and they really are a beacon here of potential for. They're great now, and they're only going to get greater, and it's a chance for people to see them up close now, because I think a couple of years from now that may be a tough ticket.
You'll see in this tape we're going to play. They really are an exciting band, and you cannot pigeonhole them. They cannot be described with one word or two words. They're a band that you have to see to really get a feel for. And once you see them, you will catch the feeling.
And at the other end of the spectrum, you have the Jim Weeks Band. Jim is a master songwriter and singer. He's been considered one of the greatest songwriters in the whole Boston area for years now, and he lives up to that. He really can. He really brings the material, and he delivers it. And every time people see him, every time he performs, he picks up a lot of first-time fans. His songs really stick with you. And I think that they really are an interesting balance to each other. And then my group, the Meggs Band, is kind of we're in the middle. We're kind of the glue.
That holds everything together.
We have a real wide range of material, and we have two female vocalists, Beverly Bond and Tina Marie Lionstar.
Well, what about that spectacular bass player?
Well, that's the great Karen Rusk. So we have Mike Levesque on drums. Sometimes we have two drummers with Chuck Ferrara as well. At the September show, we'll just have the Mike Levesque. So one of our favorite things about the band and the experience of being in it is that most shows we're a female dominant band, the 60% gals, and you see so many all male bands.
Yeah, you don't often think of that. You have a very, very good balance between male, your singer self, and the female.
And it changes. As someone who's been in a zillion all-male bands, it's a different feeling, and the audience picks up on that too. And it lets us do different kinds of material. We do mostly originals, but we do some interesting covers. And I think people really enjoy the mix of those three bands together. That is, even though they all sound quite different, their music is real compatible, and their fans seem to be a natural fit together. You will see members of each band sitting in with the others. It's really a community of musicians. It's anything but competition. It's collaboration and mutual support, and we're all big fans of each other's work, and can't wait to be here on September 27th. And
let's have a talk with Dwayne. We'll bring him in here, and we'll see how everything's going.
Great, I've got some questions for that lad.
I know they've been doing some recording and touring, so we'll have some questions for that young gentleman.
All right.
Thank you. And welcome back to the Green Room. We're back here with my co-host Brook Meggs and Dwayne Hagens, local recording artist. Hi, Dwayne. Thank you very much for coming back to the Green Room with us.
Of course, DC.
We were honored to have you perform at our inaugural concert in the hall at Marconi's Theater, along with the Meggs Band and the Jim Weeks Band. We appreciate that.
Of course.
How's things been going for you?
Things have been good. That show was very fun. That was a fun night. It's fun always playing with all those bands too, Jim Weeks and Brook. So things since then have just been playing a lot, and yeah.
Yeah, guys have quite an outfit out there. The band is very tight. I mean, your guitar player, Baxter Hall, he's Incredible.
He'll get the hang of it soon.
Yeah,
Sooner or
one of
later.
With our
these
help.
days.
Yeah, I'll try to help him along. No, yeah, he's very good.
The whole band is tight.
Yeah. I'm lucky to have all those guys, and it feels very comfortable having them behind me. So
That's Will Boyd on the bass, right?
that is Will Boyd on the bass. I've been playing with him longest out of everybody in the band. And then Janu on the drums, also very good. So yeah, I'm happy to have that kind of band.
So how often are you guys gigging these days?
To the band gigs at least 3 times or so a month. I'm playing solo a lot more, at least 3 times a week for solo stuff.
I noticed
Oh,
you
so
play a
that's-
lot with this. Sometimes it's solo, sometimes with your band, sometimes you and Will, and
Yeah,
you and
yeah.
Bax, and,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
You must be. And some days I've seen you listed to 2 different gigs on the same day.
yeah. I don't know why I do that to myself.
That would be today.
Yes. No, yeah, I think I want to play out as much as I can. So just to gain as many new people that like the music as possible. So
Do you find you can convert the people who see you solo into fans of the band?
I do, yeah. Even though I feel like there are a lot of people that come to see me solo, and
Yeah.
there's crossover too. But there are even some people have been like, I'm scared to see with the band because I don't know if I like it so much solo that I don't know if the band will be.
Peculiar sentiments.
Yeah, no. I think it's a nice compliment. I guess it's kind of a weird compliment, but I understand what they're saying because I guess I do different things as solo than I do with the band. So
Only someone who hasn't seen your band would say that, though. Would make that.
I agree with that. That's true.
They don't know what they're missing.
I always say you have a unique style. There's so many different influences blended in there, and it's true when you're solo. You're sweet. You're something, and with the band, you're that. With them, it's just a very smooth transitional thing. It appears to the fans.
Right.
That you guys go from one to another. Mr. Meggs sits in with you.
Yeah.
It's, and one of the big things that we enjoyed out here that night was the collaboration between the 3 bands, and, how everybody kind of works with each other and knows everyone. And
Yeah. So there's crossover with bands and definitely styles too. I think I keep the same style pretty much solo and with the band. I think I always just tell people the band is just a more amplified version of what I am solo.
I couldn't put a finger on that style. I'd have to use about a paragraph to describe that. But
When people ask sometimes if the local music scene is competitive, kind of, it seems like perhaps in some areas it is, but around here it really seems to be much more of a mutual support, collaboration, people sharing equipment, sitting in with each other, getting each other gigs, and it's really, don't you find it to be a support
Definitely. Or at
network
least
more than a competitive thing?
definitely where we are around here.
Yeah.
The Framingham, Ashland kind of area outside of Boston. I don't know much about the scene in Boston, besides that I don't think there's much of it. But any kind of places that I have been around there, I feel like it is a little more competitive out there.
Mm-hmm.
People, like especially open mics and such, more going towards, I'm going and I play so people can hear me and I'm leaving, rather than, hanging out and seeing what other people are doing and kind of making a natural connection rather than just trying to, make kind of not like heartless connections, not in
Right.
mean ways, but just like, you're just trying to like have people that you can have in your back pocket rather than liking people,
Yeah.
Or
No.
I was the best guy to open mic last night, definitely, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's really not like that around here. It's
No,
much
not
more
at
like,
all.
I hope that guy will play with me next time.
Yeah,
it's-
exactly. Well, all my band I basically met through open mics.
That's-
You being one of the one that introduced me to 2 of the band members, and then the drummer Janu I met at an open mic. So if it wasn't for open mics,
I've seen all of you at the open mic. The
Yeah.
open mic
Yeah.
was, is the testing ground, proving ground. Hey, I want to get out there and play. And hey, it's
Right.
nice to meet you. Let's do something together. Let's
Yeah.
collaborate. Meggs Org has always been great with that. Brook
Brook is a master of that.
Right.
You know,
And
getting together.
and it's not doing it out of like, this guy's gonna help me progress my career. It's more just like, I would love to just play with this guy.
Yeah,
Like,
we're just having fun. We
Yeah,
just
yeah,
want to
yeah.
do it, kind of like the whole Marconi Theater thing.
Right.
We want to, you know, get a vibe. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
It makes it enjoyable. And yes, it's a competitive environment for musicians, but it's not so much like battle. You know.
I don't think it's competitive. I'd say it's just like you get pushed by everybody because
Yes.
this guy's
That's a good point,
inspiring
really
you,
good point, yeah.
or you know, you're inspired to like, I want to go put out the energy that he just put out, or like carry that on. And
Yeah,
so not
that's a
competitive.
good competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's competitive in the sense from outside of it that there are a lot of bands, a lot of musicians who are, in a sense, competing for a limited number of gigs, slots, attention, ears, and so forth. But only in that sense would I say it's competitive. From inside it doesn't feel competitive at all.
No.
The local scene. Yeah.
Thank you, Dwayne. That was very interesting. And we're going to show a clip right now of part of the gig from the summertime when Dwayne Hagen's band, I'm sorry, I know it's Dwayne Hagen's, did the gig out here at Marconi Theater this summer. And this is a copy of Dwayne's latest release. It's called Heavenly Rose, and it's available at these places you see below, online. And if you're really nice to Dwayne, you can send him some money, and you will get your own personal copy. Hard copy. Now enjoy this video, the Dwayne Hagen's. number by the Dwayne Hagens Band, live at Marconi Theater. I think that band's keeping the classic rock sound alive. If you get a chance, catch them as soon as you can. Dwayne, he's 100% committed to making it as a musician, as you heard. But if you're an artist, a musician, or an actor, you may not be able to make ends meet with just your craft alone. One musician that I met while we were both performing in the Metro West area lives a life that allows him to combine his art and his music. Tucked away inside the Saxonville Mills complex in Framingham, Mass., under a solar panel covered roof, Bettino Vasquez runs Fireseed Arts, a fascinating creative arts organization dedicated to both art and the environment. Bettino's team is on a mission to reclaim, repurpose, and reuse locally sourced materials to create everything from musical instruments to a variety of custom furniture and fixtures and other custom wood products. But let's let Bettino show you around.
So at the moment we're in the gallery portion of Fireseed Arts. What we've done here is we've had workshops, we've had events, we've had gallery openings, we've had concerts. It's been rehearsal space, it's been our office, and it's kind of like it's a cool, interesting collection, one of a kind, I think, made from about 90% recycled content, and we've just been going through the Metro West area and reclaiming things, and we make it into artwork, we make it into furniture, we make it into lighting, we make it into instruments, and a number of other interesting things. So this is kind of where we show it off.
And the whole project, it's a collaboration between local musicians and some of your local craftsmen, and you do all that work right here.
That's right. We have in the other end of the studio, we have a fully functional, state-of-the-art woodworking shop, CNC shop. CNC stands for Computer Numeric Cutter. We can design on the computers and take it to the back and put it on this machine, which you'll see, and it'll cut what we design into wood. We can do soft metals as well. We can do some plastics, and we can etch into glass.
This is our state-of-the-art wood shop where we run CNC machines, various pieces of power equipment such as planers, drum sanders, to make different pieces for customers. We focus on instruments like musical instruments, guitars, things like that. But they don't always pay the bills, so what we have to do is we get into other things like awards, plaques, signs, and stuff for customer requirements.
Fred Fowler is the man behind the curtain. He brings his designs to life using special software that allows him to manipulate every detail of the design and mechanics of his work. He takes each project from the drawing board through production to create objects of beauty and contemplation.
So here's a semi-finished piece. It just needs the final coat of clear coat, but that's what it looks like when it's all assembled.
Stuff that gets
And all this wood is reclaimed and recycled,
this is all reclaimed and recycled wood, yeah. So,
and you get that from donations and
primarily donations, but we sometimes just go around and see when a house is being torn down.
yeah, I noticed you take a lot of things like railings and cabinets
Railings,
and drawers.
yeah.
and-
Some of the stuff that we're actually using are old pews from churches that have been torn down, paneling, things like that.
hardwood floors. This is called a live edge because it means you can still see the side of the tree on there. You can see the knots and stuff. So these were the studs of a house that was being torn down in West Acton. And so instead of just going in there and smashing it all up and putting it in a dumpster, this guy went in and carefully took everything apart.
Wow.
And he gave to us. This is where it all gets real. This is where we take the reclaimed woods and the parts that we've rescued, and we turn it into a new instrument. Wait to hear the one that I just put together last night. Just like this is where we do kind of like the small work, all the detailed stuff. I put the frets in the guitars in here. I do all the soldering in here. Any kind of like detail work happens in this shop. The hardware is reclaimed. We're using different parts of furniture. Our favorite is these Victorian drawer pulls, you know. We love to take that stuff off of furniture. We have a ton of knobs and very ornamental pieces. These will show up in guitars at some point. Commissioned guitar that we're doing. This was entirely made here in the shop. So this maple came from a barn. This cherry came from a table. We put a nice little, this is kind of an innovative little magnetic hatch into the electronics of the guitar. There's a stripe of black walnut, which is just cut-offs from another job.
Beautiful.
This is this wood is called Purple Heart, and this is from a weird billet of quilted maple that we found, and we use all this maquette that we've saved from an old cabinet maker shop. So this
And
will
you
be
take commission orders from musicians and other people?
this is for a local musician, Paul Rodriguez.
Oh, Paul.
You know Paul?
Oh, yes. It's so creative and inventive how everything that you use is something special from somewhere special that goes into making something special.
Yeah, we saw the potential in it, and it's incredible how far it can go. You know, we were collecting materials from all over the place, you know, and we had to start editing and deciding, well, we can't really recycle that many plastics. That's a difficult one. So we focused on wood. You know, that's where our talent lies, and those are the parts that we're interested in. There's so much wood being tossed.
Latino has a very close connection with the environment and the citizens of the planet. In that spirit, he uses his skills as a teacher to spread enthusiasm for creating art amongst youngsters, both local and abroad.
You had a program with the school?
We did Barberry School. We did cajon drums, and then I traveled down to Guatemala in February and made cajon drums with a school in a remote village. You know, these very poor area.
That was a personal project?
Yeah, we with the makerspace, we went and set up a woodworking shop in their community, in their school. I went down and showed them a project to make, and we made it a musical project. So set up the wood shop, we got them in there, we showed them how to work the tools. We put these together, which serves several functions. So it works as a chair. It has a hole here, so it works as a cubby, so you can store things in it. It works as a night table. It works, and then you can play it too. So
Right? Fit, form, and function.
This is just leftover parts from a workshop that we did with kids. It was called G4G, Guitars for Good, and we brought in some inner city kids that were labeled ADD, you know, and we couldn't get them out of here. Like, they were so focused, and I'm like, these kids have ADD. They didn't want to leave. They had 3 days to get their guitars done, and they just wanted to keep working the whole time. This will be a Cuban cigar box. So it's an old banjo neck. I'm making an instrument called a tres, which is a Cuban type of guitar, one that I play in my Latin band. And so it'll be made out of a Cuban cigar
Hello,
box.
Sugar Kings?
Yes, Los Sugar Kings. It just goes on forever. It's crazy how much you can accumulate in such a short period of time. But there's so much stuff getting thrown away, and we're not even scratching the surface.
Latino's right. He's just begun to scratch the surface, but he's doing something about it. Spearheading an environmental and cultural arts movement, bringing together artists, musicians, teachers, craftspeople, farmers, and educators to join in preserving and protecting cultural and environmental heritage. I guess we should say thank you. Thank you, Fireseed Arts.
Now let's go back into the Marconi Theater and we'll see what's happening around there. We got some bands playing live, got a lot of people running around. I'm going to take you over there right now. Welcome back to the Green Room. We're here with Jim Weeks, recording artist, and Brook Meggs, my co-host. We got a chance to do a rare on-camera interview with Jim Weeks. Jim recently performed at a show in Marconi Hall here. He did a killer set with the band, which include Mr. Meggs, and we're looking forward to having him back. Jimmy, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Good time, man. Good room.
You guys have been in the recording studio last couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah, well, we started we did about the month of May, and we were just in recently, the last few weeks. You're correct.
What you working on?
Yeah, we called it the month of weeks.
It's
Yeah. Month of Weeks.
It's a debut record for this band, the Jim Weeks Band. So, yeah, we're excited. We're back with Sir David Minahan, who is a big name in the area.
Mr. Minahan from the Neighborhoods.
That's correct. And the
Famous
Replacements.
Boston band.
That's right, man.
Tremendous. From
Yeah.
back when the scene was really rocking.
Oh, yeah. Dave and I go way back, so it's been...
You have some pretty deep roots around here, huh?
I've been at it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a bit of the studio hangover going on right now. It's just 2 days of being locked in a room for
Right?
12 plus hours, but it's great being here today. I really like what you got going on here, man.
Oh, thank you. We love having you.
Yeah, honestly.
You know,
man.
the crowd enjoyed the set. Dwayne Hagen's band.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the Brook Meggs band.
Absolutely.
Meggs band. Fantastic. Great time.
And we're reuniting for September 27th right here at the same venue. We had so much fun last time that we're all coming back.
Yeah.
And everybody's coming back. Even Jin Jin.
Jin will
might
be here.
Back here with us. And, you know, we got a lot of nice people down here at Marconi's, a lot of friends. We met a lot of people. We have old friends and new friends. And it's going to be a great time. Pretty soon we're going to have Dwayne Hagens come back in here, and we're going to have a special little treat for you folks. We're going to have Mr. Meggs, Mr. Weeks, and our friend Dwayne Hagens come back and do a session for you. We'll be right back. Thank you for hanging out with us in the Green Room tonight. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Marconi's Theater. I'd also like to thank WACA-TV in Ashland, Massachusetts for having us. This is the Collaboration Factor. My co-host Brook Meggs is going to lead us in a number. We have Mr. Jim Weeks, Mr. Dwayne Hagens, and the man Brook Meggs himself. Thank you.
Don't let the love shine in. Don't let the love shine. Don't let the love shine in. Don't let the love shine. Don't let the love shine in. Don't let the love shine. Don't let the love shine in. Don't let the love shine.